Oh man, holy ho ho ho, here we go. Guardians, welcome. I am Dogon, the Vulgar Guardian, and today we're going to be talking about Suicide Squad kills a lot of things. It's really called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, but man, oh man, does this game mess up a lot of things, not only for DC, but for Rocksteady as well, and their entire legacy. Along with DC's legacy, the legacy of other characters that they destroyed. We're gonna talk about most of it because I don't want to ramble on and make everything so convoluted and long. But let's get into this. So, if you don't already know, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is a new AAA game that Rocksteady has released. They've been working on it for the past 8 years, I believe, and oh boy, it follows the Suicide Squad. Most of the characters being Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Killer Shark, and Captain Boomerang, and their duty is to kill the Justice League because they have all been brainwashed by Brainiac, who has invaded Earth, but the game takes place in Metropolis City. And Brainiac ends up taking control over Superman, Batman, The Flash, and Green Lantern. Wonder Woman is in the game, but she isn't under mind control. But when most people saw the beginning of this game and they said that it was going to be a live service single player game and they actually showed gameplay, the gameplay didn't look great even from the start. That threw off a lot of people, and then they said it was going to be live service. I'm getting real sick and tired of live service games. Ever since Fortnite found success, many other games like Destiny 2, Call of Duty have started doing these live service formats. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like a television show. You have your seasons, and then those seasons progress the story. Call of Duty has done that. Destiny 2 have been doing it for a while, granted, and they have found success as well. But it requires things like squeezing the money out of the customer and just adding on more and more things into the store instead of adding more and more things into the game that you actually play to get those things. But instead, you can buy it from the store, which, yeah, sure, it's a business model, but it feels like you're screwing over the people who actually like the game instead of just the cosmetics in the game. But those weren't the only things. Some people were still, holding off hope because this is Rocksteady. The game is created by Rocksteady Studios, the company that has made the best Batman games ever. I'm putting it out there. It's a fact. They have made the best Batman games. Batman Arkham City, Batman Arkham Asylum. I'm not saying the right order. It's Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham City, Batman Arkham Knight. Even though Arkham Knight forces the Batmobile down your throat, it's still a phenomenal game. To this day, this game, when did this game come out? Batman Arkham Knight came out 9 years ago. It came out in 2015. It's 2024. That came out 9 years ago, and Batman Arkham Knight looks phenomenal to this day. You playing the game, you see the water rippling down his cape. Sorry, that didn't make sense. You see the water coming down the cape. You see the raindrops forming on the ground. It looks great. The light, the essence of the game is phenomenal. Still, blows Suicide Squad out of the water. But Rocksteady, one of the most famous companies for having the most famous Batman games out there on the market, does one of the most dumbest, moronic, retarded things a company or business industry or anything that relies on fans. They've done one of the dumbest things you could ever do. They insulted the fan base and disrespected the characters and their legacies. And I really, really believe that even though it sucks, and hell, I do hope I'm wrong, even though they deserve it, it's really gonna bring them down. This could have the possibility of tearing their company down and just making things worse, way worse for DC. So one of the ways that this is really gonna bring down Rocksteady and make things worse for DC is something that companies in this day and age sadly do that can utterly fuck them, is they disrespect the fans and the legacy of the characters that the fans have loved for years. One example is the way they killed off Batman. You can kill off characters in heroic ways. They've done it with Superman, who has one of the best character deaths out there, the death of Superman, where he defends Metropolis by killing off Doomsday, but in the process, he ends up dying as well. They kill off Batman in a way that's so disrespectful, not only to Batman, but the legacy of the Arkhamverse Batman and the work that Kevin Conroy had done. This was Kevin Conroy's last video game outing, and they utterly waste the potential that he put into this game. I'm gonna, skim over it and try to paraphrase it, but basically, Batman, a character who fights to the very last breath, is killed by Harley Quinn, King Shark, Deadshot, who was race swapped for some stupid ass reason, I guess to get more black people to like the character, but he was fine the way he was. You didn't have to do that. Most of us don't care, but stupid shit aside, well, no, not aside, we got a lot more stupid shit to sift through. But anyway, they kill Batman. They fill him up with lead, even though, he's defeated way more powerful characters. They carry him to a bench, and Harley Quinn has this big rant basically saying, it's our time now. It's time for the villains to save the world. And Batman is just sitting there riddled with bullet holes and just listening to it all. He doesn't, try and get out any bit of his technology to get out of the situation. Even though Batman is a character who has plan upon plan upon plan upon plan, but in this instance, he doesn't do anything. He just sits there and takes this dumbass rant from one of his most weakest characters in his rogues gallery, and just doesn't do anything. And oh my gosh, it's so utterly retarded. It's something Batman wouldn't do. Batman would have definitely found a way to get out of that. If he didn't, he would have, he would have done something instead of just sit there. But Harley Quinn has a rant, basically calls him a joke at the end of it, and shoots Batman in the head, and that's it. That's how Batman goes out. That's how the legacy of the Arkhamverse Batman and the work that Kevin Conroy did with Rocksteady, dies. And dies again, because he died in Arkham Knight, but they brought him back for this, and oh my gosh, it's so fucking bad. He's not the only one. All the characters, I'll extend on this in another video, but all the characters except Wonder Woman, because in media today, women have certain tendencies. They can't die, and if they do, they have to be the bestest ever, and have no bad qualities about them. They have to be taken out, and all the male characters have to just be utter despots and just terrible people. But all the other characters, Superman dies by bullets in some real bullshit crappy way. The Flash, who can dodge bullets, ends up dying by some stupid speedy slow time effect. Green Lantern dies, gets shots in the head. The Flash almost get peed on, but they stop to make a dick joke. Oh my gosh, it's another video. I promise, another video. It's utterly retarded, but they disrespect the fans by doing terrible character deaths and just tearing down the legacy of not only Batman and the Arkhamverse, but Kevin Conroy's work, and that really rubs us the wrong way. And it's gonna fuck them in the ass, and it already has. And they deserve every bit of it. You could feel the hate coming off of these writers when they did these deaths. And oh man, they paying for it now. They're definitely paying for it. Another big reason this game is just utterly getting decimated right now is that it released in early access, and to gain early access, you have to spend $100. The people who did do that and were playing early access, they were progressed to the very end of the game, so they couldn't do any other campaign, and they basically just had a bunch of things and they didn't know how they got it. To fix this, they shut the servers down, and if you paid money to play the game early, you had a bit of time of not being able to play it, which really sucks, because you pay for a product, you expect to get that product that you paid for. They paid for early access, they did not get it. That pissed off a lot of people, and that's a really big problem in gaming industries today. Not only do they ship out games that aren't ready to be shipped out and just are buggy messes, you spend all this money on an unfinished product and you feel like you've been fucked over, and which is happening more and more in the gaming industry, which really sucks. Another thing is, it's a single player game. Why do you need a single player game to be played fully online? Yes, you can play it with friends. It's meant to be played with friends, but Rocksteady Studios, like I said again, has been famous for making single player games, and all of a sudden they make a an online game that's meant to be a live service, it's really, really dumb, and it's very difficult to make live service game successes. There's only been a few of them that have done it successfully. Fortnite, which is still kicking ass, and Destiny, which is struggling right now. But hey, oh man, it's a bad situation to be in, and I do feel for the fans. Like, you know, you spend your money on what you want to spend it on, but I saw the red flags with this game, and yeah, it sucks. But I'm gonna speak more on this. I definitely want to. But if you like this, please leave a like down below. I dearly appreciate it. If you didn't like it, let me know in the comments. Tell me what you think about the game. Tell me what you liked about the game. Maybe I'll see that and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I see your point there. But anyway, I love to talk about it. But till the next video, eyes up, Guardians. Stay safe out there. I will see you in the next video.